So it's that time of the year in which we have to, well, look at Meghan's Christmas special. I don't know if we had a Christmas special last year, but this year I made sure to actually watch the whole thing. I mean, so many things that Meghan has put out there. At this time, I did my best. I watched the whole thing. So, just an exchange of the review that you're gonna about to watch about Meghan's holiday special, because she can't even call it Christmas apparently. And make sure to like and subscribe to the Royal Row here. Let's get this over with. Let's see. First of all, we're gonna have quite a few expressions of Meghan that make no sense. That is the usual fare in this kind of a stuff. But yes, it was at least this was less than 2 hours, less than 1 hour. In fact, it was 56 minutes, a little bit under 56 minutes. So thank you, Meghan, for making something that was watchable. Although this being Netflix, I watch it at 1.5 speed, so I actually spent like around 40 minutes watching this. This starts of Meghan alone shopping for a Christmas tree. I mean, none of her family appears at any point. Only Harry briefly in the last 3 minutes of the complete thing, and it's odd. She doing so much stuff, talking about how the tree that she's gonna get is a symbol of family and stuff, and none of her family is around. Not Harry, not the kids. Maybe okay, you are interested on keeping the privacy for the kids, but then it's a bit absurd. You're talking about how the process of getting the tree and the decorations in the tree and everything, and she is even seen decorating the tree and talking about how it is a symbol of a family and whatever, and there's no family around. That was odd. I mean, but you know that contradictions are something that is day to day, Meghan. If you don't like cheese, not your dish. If you don't like goodness, not your dish. Okay, whatever. Yeah, she began preparing these dishes, and I pretty soon realized that I did not know what a holiday special was. As in, she was going to be cooking stuff and making decorations. And it's not like I am into handcrafts. Is that the way that you can say it? Maybe not as much as lately. And into cooking, maybe not as elaborate as this. But this was boring to watch. I mean, this was really boring. I mean, I think boring is not the word. I'm going to say a word that is much more specific. I'm going to give this shot as an example. I'm not going to lie. Some shots were just amazing. I have to say this was very well produced. Some shots, the lighting, the setting, the atmosphere, top notch. To the production team, I mean, you did an amazing job. I am not joking. I mean, this looks like $1 million. It's the only thing is that it's with Meghan, which, well, basically degrades it to a net negative. But yeah, you have shots like this. You have the warmth. You have the color grading. Everything is to perfection. But most of the time, it's just too perfect. I mean, you have the music, you have the shots, you have the perfect everything. You have Meghan pretending to be the perfect hostess. It is uncanny valley. You're getting to Stepford Wives territory. I mean, I don't know. You want to be authentic. You want to be spontaneous. This was not it. It was basically, it felt like AI at times. I'm going to give you an example later on. But it's like you sometimes notice that her guests were less than thrilled to do whatever she was going to put them through. I have no idea who this guy's name, what this guy's name is. I couldn't care less. Maybe you can help me in the comments, but I know that he was bored to his death because she used him to make some kind of, I don't know, poppers that you pull and they pop and you have kind of gifts. I mean, that kind of stuff was, the concept was nice. Something that you just pull, and some decoration that you pull and they pop, and you have little details for your loved ones. I can't say that that is bad. That is actually a nice touch. But the process of Meghan explaining how to make them was bizarre, at least. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I can just tune to YouTube, find them in YouTube, and find a more charismatic, I don't know, creator making them, and maybe in better ways. Again, the Meghan process was excruciating, and not to mention that she had this, this is an actual frame of the thing, that she had these reactions that came out of nowhere, as if she was in a theater play or something. It's like, oh yeah, and then exaggerating, like it. Yeah, if she was in a theater, and of course you have the shots of the cameraman as well, who wearing this kind of festive pajamas, all for the show. Again, I'm telling you, even if they wanted to make this spontaneous and authentic, and even involved in the cameraman, it was so. Everything was so, I don't know, staged in many ways. I would have wanted to see something spontaneous, but I guess that's what happened when you really want to follow the script. The problem that following the script makes things a bit artificial, and since Meghan has always been kind of famous for artificiality, being fake, this doesn't help. Why am I wearing pajamas on a television show? This is gonna be very evident very soon. Again, Meghan wants to do in a single show all the tropes of what is, family, again, without the family in a show. The matching pajamas that, again, I already got some Sausage Squad members telling me that families do that all the time. And I know that families do that all the time, but in this case, it was not Meghan's family, as we're about to watch. So she's got the presents for the family, the tree for the family, the meals for the family, but the family is nowhere to be found. Even the toast at the end, her family is not there. I thought that I could see Harry, but it was just it's a very quick shot. But again, the pajamas thing, it was not matching pajamas for the whole family. It was matching pajamas for her friends that I can't bother to remember their names. I just see there's a brunette, there's a blonde, and there's a black-haired woman who is obviously Meghan in matching pajamas. And I have to say this, when I saw this, when I made this screenshot to share that on X, I absolutely have to confess that I used to rent DVDs that started pretty much like this. Not going to elaborate, but yeah, it was strange to watch. Like, they had this kind of girls' night together watching Netflix or something, and they woke up together in matching pajamas. I don't know, but that's what I'm telling you. That's it is a strange. Just gonna say the word strange. Maybe remember that we have to make to leave the Royal Rogue family-friendly channel, and well, at least the Rogue was mentioned. How like Rogue do you go? How tall? I said the Royal Rogue was mentioned when they were doing this kind of refs. I think that is the way to say it. Did I say it right? Finally, refs. Yes. All right, we can move on. This is the kind of shots. I don't know if we can. I did not. Oh, this is a shame. I did not include the whole shot, but here you can see the colors, the background, what Meghan is trying to do with that bottle, Meghan's sweater that looks good on her, the colors of the scene, the composition that I cropped for making this. I mean, the production, 10 out of 10. But the problem is that Meghan did not help Yeah, this is Meghan. She doesn't look like her. This is not AI. This is Meghan, and she was less than pleased. Is that to be fair? This is the same face that I made when Meghan began preparing this platter of crudités. I don't know how to pronounce this, but I saw this and I said, this is sadder than Harry. This is more sad than Harry. And after she did this, she spent a lot of time on this. I think that this was almost like three-fourths into this. Then Naomi Osaka pops up. And the thing with Naomi Osaka is that everybody's saying that she looked bored out of her mind, as in low energy. Looking at Meghan, as in, what is this that we are doing? What is this? She began painting some platters, some mugs, and there are reports that the paints that the pigments that they were using were not the best ones to use in that kind of stuff, because then you have to use things that are not going to poison you. But I'm not going to elaborate on that. But I'm going to say something about Naomi Osaka. I think that this is her usual face. She usually looks bored, like she doesn't want to be there, like she's on a very long line at the DMV. This is Naomi Osaka. So I'm not gonna say that she was bored because of she was hanging out with Meghan, because we have no way of knowing if Naomi was bored or not. She could be at a Dave Chappelle show, and she could. This would be her face. That's the thing that we can't possibly know. And in case you were wondering, what about salmonella sausages? The Duchess of Salmonella, the official queen of Salmonella, yeah, Meghan was preparing all that with all that jewelry and manipulating all that food with all that jewelry. And I keep asking why? Why in the world would you do this? I simply don't get it. I simply don't get it. And not to mention as I'm telling you, those expressions, as in she's in this play, and she's got this audience that is like, I don't know, maybe 20 feet away from her. So she has to exaggerate her expression so people can see that she's got an expression of, I don't know, this is constipation, perhaps? Is this expression of constipation? Yeah, I think this is classified in the dictionary of body language as constipation face. Constipated face. She also, at some point, she was cooking with sausages. Very appropriate for the Duchess of Sausages. And the chef that she was cooking with had this sudden displays of wanting to go full master chef with her. As in, yeah, you see that right at the end. Oh my God, it was a split second moment. Not to mention the split second, more than a split second, of Harry looking, well, I don't know what to tell you. But I do know what to tell Harry. Harry, shave that head off. Leave the beard. I did not mean leave Meghan. I mean your actual beard, okay? The beard in your face. Leave the beard alone, right? And shave your head. That would be much better. You will look way more manly. You embrace your baldness. That will be much better for you. And yes, that was cringe. And also cringe the part in which he has that expression. This is the last frame before they cut after Meghan gives him that kiss. And yeah, he's simply not pleased. And we already saw this in the trailer of all this stuff. Last thing, when she is, toasting, I think Harry was around, but family was not around. All this was about family, but family was the least that we saw here. But let me know what to think about this in the comments. Please, this was painful to do. Like and make sure to subscribe. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue. Much love and bliss.